We are so happy to have you with us today as we unlock your cybersecurity superpowers to enable growth. We have a lot of great material to cover, so I'm going to quickly kick things off here. Today I'm joined by Chris Ralston, our Executive Director of Vendor Management, Joe, our Cisco Business Development Manager covering Cisco and Meraki, and Bert Thiel, Cisco Systems Engineer. So they're going to be helping us along this journey today, and I'm your host, Aaron Shelton. Joe's going to give us a review of the Cisco Partner Program and the details therein that'll help you work with Cisco and maximize your profit. He'll also wrap us up later in the presentation with some resources offered by D&H. Bert Thiel is going to do a deep dive into the Cisco Security portfolio, specifically those zero trust services. If you can identify and confirm the validity of your users, many of your worst security threats are mitigated before they ever touch your network. And then Chris, of course, will review the overall cybersecurity market and several of the other services that D&H has to offer you as a reseller. So without further ado, I want to kick things off here. Joe, what do we need to know about the Cisco Partner Program?
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. So Joe Berlingeri, Business Development Manager here at D&H for Cisco. This is the complete Cisco Partner Program, what you're looking at right here. So they've got the roles set up as the integrator, provider, developer, and advisor. The partner levels, Select, Premier, and Gold. So those are the three that are basically, I'm going to cover one mainly, but those are the three levels that you're going to be looking at as well. Specialization, so you're going to be picking some sort of specialization with Cisco. So basically get yourselves educated on the specializations. And then the best part of the whole program is the benefits and incentives. That's why you're here. And let me just review them really quickly. Today, though, I am going to basically talk about two. So if you've got a practice where you're deploying technology to your customers, solving critical customer business challenges, that's for you on the integrator side. So we also know that as the SMB portion. If you're an MSP where you're building, provisioning, managing, and supporting managed services to deliver outcome to your centric value propositions, your provider program is the one that you would choose. So there is a bit of a difference between the two, but all in all, at the end of the day, they're basically get you the same thing, same incentives, same dollars, et cetera, et cetera. So once you're here, you've registered, you're doing some business, you decide that, you know what, I need to be a select partner. You have two choices, like I said, two choices, integrator and provider. On the right, basically the MSP, you select what you want to become. You basically are providing support for your customers already. And then you're also investing in a managed service practice that you're going to be applying with on the Cisco side. So unlike the integrator side, which I'll get into, you won't be basically taking any tests or courses or et cetera like that. What they do want, though, is what your MSP practice looks like. So you'll have to provide them an SLA sample, so what your SLAs look like to your customers. A service description on exactly what you do, so a paragraph or two of what you provide to your customer, what your value is. A screenshot of your RMM, so your remote monitoring tools. They'll need to post that and see what those look like. And then one of the dashboards and what they look like. So a Meraki, an Umbrella MSP console, AMP dashboards, or a control hub. You post those, Cisco basically approves. They know you're a full-fledged MSP. You're providing value to your customers, and they'll approve for you on the MSP side of things. Not as tricky, but a little bit more sort of detail here in terms of those sales and technical certifications. So you apply, you automatically get granted your select in terms of authorized until you complete those specialization exams. So you'll need one sales, one technical, and both have to pass the exam. So those exams usually run about an hour or two, but I will tell you that the courses do last about 2 to 3 days of material to go through. So it is a bit of an investment on time, but where I will show you when you finally become a select partner, where the value and the money is to be made on that. So again, integrator, if you're building systems or you're building outcomes for your customers, SMB integrator. MSPs, on the other hand, again, you choose the provider side. Both have great value for your customers. So from a registered partner to a select, the very first thing that you'll notice is you'll get deals and discount protections. So the provider and the integrator, basically the first 4 or 5 items on this slide, have about the same thing. So you're getting rebates, you're getting demo equipment, internal use products for highly discounted prices or sometimes free, and then Cisco rewards. You're going to take advantage of those things. And then, of course, you're getting other things like rewards for partner engineers, MDF funds on the provider side. What I will say is that you can reach out to us. Cisco gives us some insights onto what your business looks like on the Cisco side, and we can review all these items and go through them and see what, either if you need help on what role you're looking for or looking to get in for, and then we can decipher on what exact specializations that you're going to be looking for to provide your customers and how to earn stuff like that. So it's a great slide. Again, my takeaway from this whole webinar today is to give us a call and to figure out exactly what you guys need and how to enable your business to get more value into your customers. Okay. This slide basically is the moneymaker here. So if you're just a registered partner, this is covered over a year of sales on Meraki. A registered partner does 131K in sales, fantastic. Cost of labor, 5K, total cost to you is about 136,000. You're selling that to your customers at about $160,000, which net you about 24K in profit, which is a great day, great value add for your customers. But if you put in that time and effort and basically go through the specializations and the education that you need to go through, you can see that if you were a select partner here and select partner A, automatically the deal registration gets you another additional 8% for the same amount of revenue for that year. What that does is it kicks you down to about $35,000 in profit. So much better, obviously, for the company and yourselves, and you're retiring your quota quicker. The great thing is once you do that and you become a select partner, you're automatically enrolled in the Partner Plus Activate program, which is a rebate program that Cisco pays you. That's on the back end. You're earning about 8K on that $130,000 sales. Plus seller rewards, you're getting an additional $1,872, which is approximately a 10K difference. So the value there is you're making 35% margin as opposed to 24K, which is almost double in terms of gross profit and margin. Getting back to the specializations, if you're selling Meraki and security on top of that, so you're basically specializing in two. Partner B, for example, obviously is selling more because they are selling more Meraki and the security. They're earning 10% on that deal registration. They're earning more on top of that in terms of gross profit because they are selling that additional 10% on the deal reg. And once you get into that higher tier of Cisco rebates, you automatically get into the Perform Plus portion of it, where you're earning $18,000 as opposed to the $8,000. And again, you're earning even more, or double that, in terms of the partner seller rewards as well. So basically, again, reach out. Cisco gives us the insights for your reseller plan. Let's get together and work those details out. I can get Cisco on the phone to help you realize what you might be missing. And then if you do need anything else, we have other resources that I'll get to later on in the slide that'll help you improve your profit and improve your customer satisfaction.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. As he mentioned, there's just so much benefit from moving up that partner stack. Cisco calls it the partner journey. So as you move from one level to the next, there's a lot of dollars that you can bring in that might otherwise be left on the table. Sometimes it's a simple certification that takes a week of time, a couple of people studying a test, and you're putting more money in your pocket from that. So thank you again, Chris. Now, Bertil, I've been very excited about this. How do we secure our users and data with Cisco product?
Thank you, Aaron, for asking the question. There's no single question about that because this is a vision. So let's talk about that vision. How do you secure your data? How do you secure your users? How do you secure your devices? So it's a vision, it's a framework. Let's talk about it. Zero trust. So we are going to go through some architecture overview, some capabilities, some gap analysis, and we will understand what Cisco is doing in the market to protect our users, our data, wherever they are. So traditionally, what we will see is that people will be staying on premises to do the business. So people will be staying on premises, meaning that everybody will be going to the office. And there will be a bottleneck now to get access to the resources either in the cloud or wherever it is. There will be a bottleneck. And with COVID, everything changed. Everything changed because there's a new reality in the market now. We are experiencing a lot of stuff where everybody needs to be remote now. There's hybrid work coming. Hybrid work is the norm. No one has to be going to the office to do his job. And the new model is forcing everybody to be working from anywhere, to be working from every device. And it becomes a very huge challenge. And we prepare for that. So we need to be connecting as users from anywhere to applications where the applications is located. The application is the new boost now. How do you get there securely? How are we protected? So now everybody is connecting from anywhere to the application. The application is also found anywhere. But how do you make sure that you get there securely? This is the question that we are going to be answering now. To better understand our answer, we need to understand the architecture. What is Cisco Security Architecture Overview? So we are moving into the world of zero trust, where we are going to meet you wherever you are, wherever you want to do your business. And in this new world now, it's a framework whereby the user, the device, they need to be secure. The application needs to be secure. The infrastructure needs to be secure wherever you are found. And you need to have access to the application wherever it is. And we need to make sure that from end to end, from every hop of this request, from end to end, you need to be doing it securely. So Cisco is bringing the solution that's going to make sure that from every hop of the travel, the journey of your application, of the request that you are making, so that no one is going to steal your application. No one is going to steal what you are doing. So it's a security-centric methodology, a model for effective security architecture. So it is focused on addressing the risk and the threat by identifying what are the capabilities through the gap analysis that we are going to make. We are going to check what do you have now? What is it really competing to what you are trying to achieve? Are we going to be safe? So we are bringing a system, a methodology that's going to simplify your security and understand where is it that it makes sense to bring this portfolio into your business. So we are going to analyze it with you guys so that you understand exactly where we are heading to. And to understand that, you need to understand the flow of your business. How are you making your business? Let's identify the capabilities your customer or we are, what are our needs? What is it that we need to provide to the business? When you understand that, you'll be able to understand is exactly what you are going to protect. So you need to protect the access, the applications, the communication, the web access, the guests. Everything needs to be protected. How do you make sure that you are doing that? With Bertil, who is sitting miles away from the offices, the main office, using the internet to do his job. How are you going to do that? Everybody is remote today. Everybody is hybrid. So let's just imagine this deck. We are all sitting at the left today. Whether you are the boss, whether you are a remote employee, whoever you are sitting at the left of your device, and you are trying to access the application at the far right, either in the cloud, on premise, in the data center, in the colocation, wherever that the application is located, you need to access it. But in between those two locations, there is something. There are bad actors. They are there. Everybody is bringing his own technology to disrupt whatever you want to do. So to come back to the question that Aaron asked, how do you secure this thing? How do you make sure that from the left hand to the right hand, you are not going to be hit by all these bad actors in the market? How are you going to make sure that it's going to happen like that? It's difficult, very difficult. Whoever you are, wherever you are, there's no one solution fits it all. It's impossible. So how do you manage that to fix it? That's where we are going to run some gap analysis. What is the gap analysis? The gap analysis is that, okay, let's assume from this point of view where we are, you are at the far left, you need to access the application at the far right. and there are bad actors in between. How do you kick them out? So the first thing that you need to consider is to realize, am I really protected? As the end user, most of the end users, they only have an antivirus on their laptop, on their desks, working remotely. Maybe by any chance there will be a firewall on the way, and they want to access the application at the far right. So they are not even sure, because the only thing that we have at home is our small home office router that we connect to the internet with our antivirus to get access to wherever we want to get access to. So how secure is it? Those big actors can be anywhere in the middle, on the way. They can be anywhere. They can spoof your IP. They can spoof anything. They can be man in the middle. They can kick you out of your network and just compromise whatever that you are doing on the internet or online. So now, we are asking ourselves our question, what would be the ideal world? So from the end user to the application, there should be a lot of solutions, security capabilities. Not only you must have an antivirus, but you must have an anti-malware. Not only you must have that, you must have a DNS security protection. You must have a personal firewall. Before you get to the router's firewall or to the on-premise firewall, you must have something like locally before you get access to the network. Out of that, you must be able to identify who you are. Where are you going to? Are you compliant to the network? Is your system updated? So there's a lot of questions. There's another silo set of questions that you need to ask yourself before you get to the next level. Okay, are you dealing with encrypted traffic? You have something that we call SSL decryption or encryption. So you must go through a lot of firewalls, and each and every firewall will be having his own job to be able to filter out the traffic, filter out the communication that you are trying to have. Before you get to the application, all your traffic should be filtered out to kick away all the back actors that might be on your way. That's exactly how we are going to answer that question. But when you get to a company, most of the time you will see they are using one solution for antivirus, another solution for firewalling, another vendor for, they will have something to fight the back actors their way. So now we are trying to find the gap analysis. Where is it that the back actor can get in when you find somebody who has this type of security? Now you get to the next slide. In the next slide, you must be able to identify what is it that is already addressed. Do they have a firewall? Yes. Okay. Do they have an host-based firewall, or is a perimeter firewall? Do they have an antivirus? Yes, okay, they have it. It's signature-based. But do they have an anti-malware? What if there is a malware that gets into the network and it is dormant? Do they have a solution that can pick it up? So you run what we call a gap analysis, try to understand their system. Okay, even if they have this device, this solution, how sure are we that the malware is not sophisticated enough to work it around and just get into the network? You must run a gap analysis to find out where is it that we can improve this security? Where is it that we can improve this network? And then you can find out what is it that Cisco is bringing into the market. Cisco will come now and say, okay, we are going to combine a set of capabilities, because each and every area of this journey is a security solution. So we are going to combine all these capabilities into solutions. So at the level of the endpoint, not only we are going to release one antivirus, but we are going to make sure that the antivirus can run an anti-malware solution. It can do a retrospective security. We are going to make sure that, okay, before you get out of the network, the DNS solution is going to combine a firewall as well, an IPS and IDS. So we combine it into another solution. We get out of the network, the firewalling, we get out of the network and we see what's happening at the colocation. So each and every hope of your application or of the requests that you are making on the internet, we need to make sure that we have a solution that is going to secure it before it gets to the application at the end of the day. So Cisco is bringing his own solution, trying to make sure that there's no gap. If you are going with Cisco, wherever that the traffic is going to be good through, we have a solution for that. That's how you can see Cisco solution and non-Cisco solution. Are we asking people to go fully Cisco? No, it will not make sense for the business. So we are just trying to make people understand that we can provide the solution. We have the solution. We have the capabilities. So when you run the gap analysis like this, you know where are the gaps? What is it that you can fill to secure your customer? So if you're interested in running a gap analysis in your customer's premises, you can join this link. This link is going to connect you to Cisco, and they can help you run a gap analysis for your customer. So as we can see, it depends on the use case. What is your use case? Each and every company does not have the same resources. Sometimes it's just a restaurant with remote locations anywhere, and you don't need a big firewall. Maybe you need your users to be having their laptops working across the world, like I'm working across the world now with my laptop. How am I going to be working securely? So what is your use case? All depends on your use case. So coming back to our previous slide, we are at the left trying to access the application at the right. So now, depending on the use case, it can be a remote employee with untrusted device trying to access the application. The use case is going to be different. They don't need a perimeter firewall, for example, but they need a firewall on their laptop. All depends. It might be another one, an employee with a trusted device on premise, for example. The solution is going to be different. But Cisco makes sure that we can combine all these things and give you a solution, whatever is the use case. So we can get you a solution for endpoint security, zero trust network access. We can give you a solution wherever, whatever is the use case. We can make a gap analysis, study it, and give you the solution that is needed for your infrastructure. So whatever it is, it can be an application, an IoT device getting access to any application. It can be an application getting access to another application through the open APIs or not. It depends. So the traffic needs to be encrypted. The traffic needs to be secure. And Cisco makes sure that wherever the traffic is, we are having the solution to secure it as well. So now, how do we secure it? It's because of the security capabilities that we see. So what will happen is that Cisco says, okay, let us work about zero trust network access. We can combine a lot of capabilities in a single solution, either in a secure gateway, for example, in the secure web gateway, or in the firewall, or even it's better. Let's think about access. Cisco Geo, for example. We can say, okay, Geo capabilities, we are going to solve a lot of issues with one product that we call Geo. We can go to Meraki MDM. We can go to Umbrella capabilities. Umbrella is not going to be limited to DNS protection anymore. Like, for example, you have a remote user like me. How is DNS protecting me and DNS itself? With Umbrella, you will have not only a DNS protection, you will have a firewall on my laptop, you will have IPS IDS on a single device, you will have a web URL filtering on my device, you will have everything in a single product. So Cisco is going to combine all these capabilities in a single security product to make the life of the customer very easy. We don't have to invest on a huge firewall per users anymore. It doesn't work like that anymore. So we combine the capabilities, we combine them in solutions, which next leads us to what are the solutions? What is it that Cisco is bringing to the market? Well, how Cisco is making it sure that we are secure wherever we are. We start with the endpoint. Formerly called Cisco Secure Endpoint is the product that we used to call ARM4 Endpoint. And it's going to make sure that we are not going to use a simple antivirus anymore, because the endpoint is the last point of defense that you have, the last line of defense that you have. When it hits the endpoint, you are already done. So how do you make sure that from the laptop you are already secure? We improve the antivirus, and we bring a solution that's going to do what we call retrospective security. A solution that's going to make sure that anything getting into your system is going to be monitored, is going to be tracked. And even if the file is changing his behavior to become a malware, it's going to pick up when it got into the system. How did it start changing? And it's going to isolate the endpoint, and you will be able to hit your network, and it's going to see a malware once and block it across the network everywhere in the world. That's how the secure endpoint is going to work today. So you don't have to be working like an antivirus anymore, because the antivirus is going to be working on the signature, the known signatures. But the anti-malware protection is going to work on the malwares, things that are zero-day attack. like something that just came today. How is it going to protect it? It's going to do what we call behavioral analysis. It's going to analyze the behavior of the files, of the application, of your system. And whatever that is abnormal is going to make sure that it isolates it, it heals it, and is going to prevent your network to be hit before, during, and after any attack. That's what it's going to do for you. So it's going to do what we call protection across the time continuum. It protects your network recursively every time, each and every second. There's a retrospective security. You can track and know exactly what happened, when it happened, from which device to which device. That solution is better than an antivirus that we are seeing in the industry today. So moving there to another system that we call Cisco Duo. What is Cisco Duo? Cisco Duo is going to make sure that identity is not going to be breached, because identity is the new perimeter. And attackers are actively exploiting the identity gaps and weaknesses to get access to your network, and the organizations are not prepared. So now we make sure that the application that you want to access, you access it at the person who is supposed to access the application. With that secure access, we protect against identity targets attacks. We protect against whatever that is trying to access the application, because remember, the application is the new boss. If a wrong person attacks or gets access to the application, we are done. So we protect the application by bringing a multi-factor authentication. Who are you? Okay, we are giving a lot of password, and people can put in your password. They can see what is your password. So we reduce those with multi-factor authentication, whereby we are going to add what you have and what you know, and we bring them together to verify who you are, which device are you using, is it compliant, are you having the latest operating system. So we check everything in the nutshell, and we give you access based on the health of your connectivity on your session. That's what Joe is going to do for you. So Joe is this access management solution that Cisco is bringing into the market to make sure that we are going to authenticate you, authenticate the users, the devices, authenticate everything that's going to get access to the application. That's what Cisco Joe is going to do for you. And you can just implement it, this multi-factor authentication, across your infrastructure in the world in minutes. It doesn't take time, because the deployment is very simple. So you run out of password, not running out of password, but you are going to use less password because of this multi-factor authentication, and you are in the new world of security. Let's talk about secure client. We used to call it AnyConnect. AnyConnect is more than a VPN. It's not only the VPN, because you have a lot of connectors there now. You can connect it, your VPN, your Zero Trust Network Access module, your IaaS posture. You can connect there your secure endpoint, previously known as M. You can connect everything there, and in a single dashboard, you can see whatever that is happening to your network. You can see how it is working your network, and it's very simple. It's just a radio button that you click in the dashboard. You click there, you activate it. You click there, you activate it. You don't have to rush, or you don't have to be having headache to implement those things. You just need to get the right product. Just click radio button, and you are connected, and you are secure. So the most important thing that I want to speak about today is Umbrella. Umbrella, I will say, in today's technology, this is where all the businesses should be focusing on, because what if you don't have the budget to purchase each and every firewall or IPS for your device, for your employees? It's very difficult. With Umbrella, we move from DNS protection to what I call the full cloud protection today. It's not about protecting the DNS anymore, because everybody is getting out of your network and they are hitting the network, they are hitting the internet through the DNS. Okay, that's what Umbrella was for before. But things have changed. What if I'm working remotely? Everybody is working remotely. We are all roaming today, and we need to access the same resources, the same application. What will you do with that? How are you going to secure all these things? Okay, you need a secure firewall. Is the company going to buy a firewall per employee at home? It's almost impossible. That's a huge budget. IPS, IDS, URL filtering, web filtering, are you going to buy all these things? It's almost impossible. We don't have that budget. So we combine all these capabilities into one solution, a cloud solution. It's not even a device. And we say, okay, you buy Umbrella, and we are going to secure everything. From DNS layer security, we are going to put into that solution the threat intelligence. We are going to put into that solution a cloud access security broker. We are going to put into it an IPS, an IDS. We are going to put into that solution a web filtering. Everything is cloud-based. So before the traffic gets in or out, it goes through all these security layers. Just imagine. So even if you don't have a firewall, with Umbrella, you have a virtual firewall already. You don't need to invest in a physical firewall if you have Umbrella with the right licensing. So this is what Cisco is bringing to the market. So we secure your infrastructure by giving you the visibility, the protection, and the control of your traffic from end to end. You have the full control of whatever is happening in your network. So we can protect your connection before and during an attack, before the attack. Because we have already categorized all the traffic, we know what's happening. Whatever type of attack is coming your way, Umbrella is going to mitigate it. It's going to mitigate it, and you can even investigate some website, investigate some link somewhere before even you deploy it into your infrastructure. So you can use investigate to know, okay, which website is it? Is it secure? We have already made the investigation for you. You just link it, you just send to us what is your URL, and we are going to tell you the safety of that network, whether or not you should be trusting it. That's what Cisco Umbrella can do. And what is it that we can protect? We can protect your network. We can protect on-premise devices, anything that is on device. Through a router, we can protect it. Umbrella can be deployed on the router. We can protect guest Wi-Fi. Anything that is Wi-Fi, we can protect. On-premise or off-premise, we can protect it. We can protect the devices in the network, like the switches, whatever that is in the network, in your infrastructure, we can protect it with Umbrella. Everything will be directed through the DNS resolver. We can protect your internal network. The Umbrella with the virtual Umbrella virtual appliance that you can install in your own resources in the company. We can protect it. We can protect Active Directories users. We can protect everything that you have as resources, as asset in the network that is going to use the network. We protect it through Umbrella. Just imagine, it's only one product that can do all in one if you don't have the budget to be having this siloed deployment across your infrastructure. We can protect any device, anything, even your mobile devices. Mobile devices, Umbrella can do it for you. So to finish with Umbrella, there's reporting. Before you get into reporting, you can deploy Umbrella across your whole infrastructure in minutes, not even hours, just in minutes. You just need to point your DNS to the Umbrella resolver, Cisco Umbrella resolver, and we are just going to activate whatever that is going to be activated for you to have full protection across your infrastructure. The reports, you can export the reports after a time to whichever format that you want. Cisco has the report that, because most of the time, when you are talking to the decision makers, we need the reports. You can export the reports in each and every format that may interest your boss so that they see how vulnerable the network is or how good it is protected. So you can export the report. No matter how you want to export it, the dashboard is going to give you the visibility. You can even customize it the way you want it so that when you send to your boss, the boss has a clear idea of what is happening into the infrastructure or into the network. Or you can even send the reports to the cloud. You can even store it in Amazon S3. It depends on you. So to finish up our wrap up with these slides, I just want to tell you that it's not all about cloud security, because Cisco gets into all the industry and can protect everywhere. It can protect everywhere. What does it mean? We have SASE solution. We have on-premise solution, cloud edge network, whatever, wherever that the infrastructure is found, we can secure it. SASE, SD-WAN, we didn't speak about SD-WAN here. We didn't speak about Meraki here in a way, but we spoke about what is it that Cisco can do to secure any infrastructure. So don't say Cisco only has Umbrella, Joe, and all. No, it's because this session was just focused on like, okay, how can you protect your users and your data? That's what I was trying to answer here. Users and data. What if you have a data center? We have the solution for that. So Cisco can get into wherever your infrastructure is found. This is an interactive slide that you will get a chance to just go through it and just see how Cisco can make your life easier on premise, off premise, or wherever it is. we are able to give you a solution. Each and every vendor, by the way, they have their own flavor on this of the same solution. Be it on premise, be it off premise, be it IoT, be it in the cloud, be it at home, we have a set of solutions that we can provide to our customers. You just need to call us. You just need to speak to us. We will be able to advise you which one is good for you. Look at this side here. Each and every vendor has this solution. But now, does each and every vendor can each and every vendor provide the solution for everything if they have the understanding of the technology? But Cisco has it all. So you can scan the QR code there and it will take you exactly where you need to fill up the gap of your customer. You will tell you just need to have a proper conversation to understand the use case of the customer, and then you will be able to tell you that, okay, based on this use case, this is what we are recommending. So this QR code will be able to advise you, take you to the solution, and we are there to assist you if you don't understand everything. So I would like to thank you here for listening to this short presentation. And there's a lot that we didn't speak about, but I just want to let you know that from the application, from the endpoint to the application, we can secure you from end to end. Thank you.
Raquel, thank you. That was absolutely fantastic. I'll reiterate, Cisco is one of those few vendors that can protect and analyze the network from top to bottom. They have all the equipment there and all the security that goes around that. And I think one of my favorite parts that we didn't even get to touch on today is the Cisco Talos. That's a research group, largest one in the world, really. And behind everything that they do is the security that's in each of these products. So that one group helps see where those threat actors are, who they are, the way they act, and all of that information and intelligence spreads out to each and every security product that Cisco offers. So it's really just an incredible offering overall. Now with that, I do want to remind real quick that we do have a question and answer box. So you can hit that. It'll probably on the right side of your screen there. If you have any questions for us, put those in. If we have time at the end, we'll hit those up live. If we don't, then we'll touch base with you one-on-one, of course, as well. So let's move on a little bit. And so, Chris, we're going to move over to you. What should our audience know about the cybersecurity market overall and the general services that we offer here at D&H?
Yeah, thanks. I think there's a lot to know, obviously, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time just talking a little bit about the state of the market right now. I'm going to share some CEO insights. I'm going to do a little bit of an overview on security just in general. So what's growing from a technology perspective in the marketplace, and then also on the services side. So hoping to give you a little bit of direction just in terms of your security practice, where you can lean in and maybe build something that might be new that you're not currently doing, or just to give you some comfort language around some of the investments that you made to know that it's a high growth area. And when we look at the security landscape just in general, it's obviously top of mind for every single CEO, and the numbers bear it out. So I will share some of the numbers with you. And then I'll end by basically talking a little bit about D&H and how we can basically help you grow your security practice. So whether you're brand new to security and need help building your practice right from the ground up, or you've got a fairly mature practice in a lot of the different domains, but maybe need help in one domain, for instance, that you've got some opportunities with your end customers. We can help you no matter where you are on that journey. So I guess we'll get started and just talk a little bit about some of the priorities for CEOs. So we actually use two different companies at D&H just to get an understanding of the marketplace and what's important in it. And, as a distributor, we're kind of at that inflection point, right? So we work with our vendors, we work with our partners, and we're in the middle there. So we've got a lot of interesting data. And I spend a fair bit of time talking to our partners just about solutions and trying to give them direction in terms of where they should focus their energies to grow net new revenue. So security is obviously one of those spaces. And when I pulled the McKinsey & Company report a couple of weeks ago, these were the top priorities for 2024. Now, the interesting thing about this is, and no surprises, by the way, generative AI led the list for CEOs. So I just got back from an Intel conference this morning, and I spent 3 days just talking nothing but AI. So it's top of mind for everybody right now. It's probably our single biggest opportunity. But second to that, I would say, is security. So every partner that I talk to, they're interested in understanding what's new from a technology perspective in the security space, but also, they're trying to understand how AI is actually going to influence the state of the security market. So if you think about AI and some of the positive effects, and that's what we hear of mostly, what about some of those bad actors out there, and what can they do with AI? So just recently, I spent 2 days just talking about that with one of our other security providers. So lots of interesting discussion to happen there. But just in general, right now, if I were to sum up how CEOs were feeling from a technology perspective and where you as a partner should be leaning in, it's all about AI and it's all about security. Those are the top two things that they're thinking about. Now, everybody's, on their own digital transformation journey as well, and that's probably the third one that comes up. Businesses are trying to optimize processes and figure out how they can get to market and gain a little bit of competitive advantage. So, everybody's at a different place on their digital transformation journey, but, those would be the top three for me. So kind of doing a deeper dive on the security space. This is a bit of an eye chart, but I wanted to share with you just to kind of give you some direction in terms of, what are the growth areas in the security market. So if we look at the two bars, the top bar really represents the technology, so solutions that you can sell. And then the bottom one really talks about services. And, one of the things that we like as a partner about selling security is that there's a huge drag with services, as you know, right? So very, very profitable business to be in. And the nice thing about security is that, you can pretty much build a practice at almost any entry point. You don't need to be an expert in every single thing, right, to get started. And I'll talk a little bit about how D&H can actually help you get started in the next slide. But just to give you some direction in terms of the technology, cloud native security, webmail security, and then security operations are the three fastest growing technology categories. But if you look at the chart, every single category is growing. Even network security, which has been around for quite some time, right? Just in terms of partners, really building out and delivering solutions on the network security side. There's newer technologies there, obviously. So, if we think about cloud native security, that's a little bit newer technology versus network security. So, we can understand why it's growing a little bit faster, right? And then security operations is, one that's near and dear to my heart. And then identity access management shows up quite strongly as well. So those are the top three. Like I said, cloud native security, fastest growing, webmail security, and then security operations. If we kind of turn and look at the services side, most of the growth really from my perspective is happening at the managed services level. And, when you look at the three that I kind of grouped together in red, remediation services, you're seeing, I would say, low growth in SOC and SIEM technologies, but they're really kind of migrating to managed detection and response, right? So MDR solutions, XDR solutions, that's where most of that growth is happening. So if you look at MDR right now, MDR services are growing at almost 50% year over year. So if you don't have a practice or delivering services around that area, you really should consider it. And, if you can't get to market immediately, then there's an opportunity to work with D&H. We offer white label professional services. We've got a very wide line card, and you should have a conversation with our professional services team. You could white label an offering from us just to get you started. And then, as you grow your business and your practice, you can start making your own investments. But this is a really good way to say yes to a customer and get started on your security services path. So that's kind of a summary just in terms of the technology and also the services. Both are growing double digits. So if you look at the technology in general, it's $49 billion worth of TAM, and that grew at 10%. And then on the services side, $88 billion, and then grew at 13%. So a very large TAM, obviously, and it's an area that is continuing to grow much faster than most technologies that we know today. So if I turn to D&H and talk a little bit about how we can help you on your security journey, it's really around our modern solutions unit. So if you're not working with our modern business solutions team right now, that team is a team that's really focused on delivering solutions. So, the team is a mix of sales, technical. We've got customer success managers there. We also have, a dedicated team that really can kind of lean in and give you advisory services or business development guidance around building practices. And we've got a brand called Success Path. So if you haven't heard of Success Path is all about helping partners build solution practices. So within our Success Path program, we've identified some major verticals, and security is one of them. And we've got our Success Path security practice. So we'll layer in a dedicated resource that can come out and meet with you, help you understand the security marketplace. They can help you write a mini business plan. I know that's kind of a dirty word, but they can help you write a mini business plan to give you some direction in terms of where to start. They'll sit down and have a conversation with you about your end customer base and what that looks like. And then we'll help you write that plan, like I said, and then we'll get you started down that path of building out your security line card. So obviously we're here to talk about Cisco today, and Bertil gave you a pretty good snapshot of Cisco and how wide their security line card is. Cisco is one of our favorite security vendors, so a good place to start, but we also have a pretty wide line card of other solution offerings as well. So, if you're interested in growing out your security practice, or you're just interested in building out new security services, you really need to sit down and have a conversation with somebody on our modern solutions team. So just I'll talk a little bit about some of our professional services offerings. And like I said, it doesn't really matter where you are in your security practice. Skilled labor is, at a premium these days, right? And, security, like I said, is top of mind for every single customer. And you might be running into situations where you've got too many opportunities, where you've got your customers coming to you and asking you for help on projects, and you just don't have enough bandwidth on your bench. Well, there's an opportunity to call D&H and work with us, and we can give you a white labeled, somebody that is an expert in the domain that you would need, and you could subcontract that person and always say yes to your customer. So that's what it's really about. We give you elastic demand and on the technical side, and we've got a pretty wide line card of certified security experts that can really kind of lean in, and you can subcontract and say yes to your customer. And that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Customers are like gold, right? And I always say this, we want to try to wrap our arms around them and sell as much as we can to them, right? It's nice to be focused on a specific solution vertical, but, customers have needs, and it's difficult to kind of walk away from a need. You kind of want to say yes to it. But sometimes we can't, right? Because we can't make an investment, because we just don't have a wide enough number of opportunities to really make an investment in a dedicated resource, for instance, to do a specific thing. So that's why you would work with a third party, right? And that's what D&H Professional Services is all about. So you can subcontract D&H white label professional services, make really, really good margin for doing it. And we'll show up any way that you want. You want us to show up as a badge associate of your company, we'll do that. Otherwise, we can show up as a D&H professional service provider on behalf of you. So we'll work with you any way that you want. And like I said, it's a great opportunity to continue down your path and grow your security practice. And like I said, our professional services team really gives you that elastic demand. where and when you need it, you can call us, and we've got resources that can help you nationwide. So that's kind of my pitch in a nutshell. I really just wanted to pop in to the presentation, give you an overview of the marketplace, let you know that if you're invested in security, you've done a really good job, because this is the place to be, right? Every CEO is concerned about security, and the marketplace is growing double digits. So don't be afraid to lean in more and build more and more of a practice, and lean on D&H. We can help you. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to the team. And I just want to thank everybody today for joining the call. And I hope you learned a lot about Cisco's solution line card. It's quite a wide line card. And I'm hoping that, you continue down your security practice path.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. I really love that point of view. Always say yes to your customer. That's it right there. Like it. Now, with that in mind, Joe, some of our vendors, big and small, we all know they can be difficult to navigate. So let's talk further about the resources D&H offers to help make resellers' life easier.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. So one thing that I actually want to add on with Chris's professional services, that we actually do active surveys as well. So there's on-site evaluations that we can plan for and help you plan for. Those are variable pricings that we can offer you. So depending on the size of the scope and the project, we can get you that price. But one thing that I want to let you know that Bertil actually does a lot of for resellers currently is predictive site surveys. So if you're looking for development planning or deployment planning for access points, based on a blueprint, Bertil can get you that heat map back to you. To see where you can deploy, what works well, what cold spots are here and there. And what he can do, the best part about this whole thing, it's free. So you don't really hear free in distribution very much, but he does that for you and helps you out put that plan together. And then basically recommends products for you moving forward for the customer. And then hopefully it turns into an active survey eventually. So reach out to Bertil. What we can do for you, basically, Cisco quoting, we do it all, right? So Cisco quotes on deals. We can give you predictive profitability. We don't go crazy on margin. We drop ship orders and we track them for you. We do ETAs, we track, we do serial numbers. We have the full entire catalog. We do deal regs for you. So if you're looking for us to put together a deal reg, you have limited time on your hands or not enough people to do them for you, send all those items to us. We can put them in for you, get that price, and we can ask for special pricing for you as well. And then basically, we are helping you as part of your sales team to help you finish and close those sales and make that sales cycle a little bit shorter for you. The team. So here's the team, myself in the middle, and Bertil right underneath. No joke there. Pierrick and David. So Pierrick is leaving us, but he's still on board helping us out. We have someone coming in to replace him, so we're looking forward to her coming on, as well as David as also a sales specialist, and Adam Ozturk as our vendor business manager, managing not only just Cisco, but data center in general as well. So he can help you overall as well. So here's a team. We're looking forward to helping you guys grow your business. Reach out to me again to basically understand SMB provider programs, what your scope of work could look like in terms of developing your services or your product builds or just servicing your customers overall. So with that, pass it back over to Aaron. And thank you.
Thank you, Joe, very much. So we'll move into the Q&A session. We have just a little bit of time here, so we'll throw out a couple questions. Please, if you have anything you want to ask the team while we're live here, go ahead and do that. Drop that in the Q&A box. So we'll go through a couple questions, and then once we're done, we'll wrap up here. If there's anything left over, the team will certainly reach out to you. Bertil, I'll kick off a question to you real quick. Maybe there's a reseller that's used to doing a lot of route switch wireless. They haven't done much security, but they want to get into that platform. Where should they start? Do you recommend one or two products first?
Very interesting question. Router switches, wireless, it stays on premise. It stays local. But most of the employees are moving, they are roaming. and they are using their devices to connect to the company's resources. So they should be protected, not with routers, not with switches, not with wireless. They should be protected with something else. What is protecting their endpoint? So you can start with secure endpoint, which is for endpoint, replacing the antivirus and checking on the malware on the computer. If the customer says, oh, I'm using Norton, why would I be investing in Cisco's product, for example? Because that will be the question that the customer will be asking you. Simple. Okay, you are using that, it's fine. You are satisfied with that, it's fine. However, you have a DNS. What are you going to move away with your switches, your routers, your firewalls? No, you can use our Umbrella. Umbrella is a right product for roaming users because it's going to be a virtual firewall for you, virtual IPS, virtual URL filtering, virtual security is an all-in-one bundle in one cloud product, and it's not expensive. So it will be protecting your customer or your client wherever the client is found, on the beach, in the hotel, wherever. Umbrella is the right product for everybody. What about multi-factor authentication? He needs to access the applications located in the data center. We need something like Joe. So it's not expensive. These are small packages that Cisco is making it available for small businesses. So if somebody is just doing routers, switches, wireless, start the conversation in the endpoint. How secure is your endpoint? And then you can position all these products that you have been talking about. I hope it answers your question.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think you're right. The endpoint is one of the best places to start. One of the things that I really love about Umbrella is that it doesn't add latency or CPU cycles to the computer. Anyone connecting to the network is going to connect to a DNS server, and we're just moving that DNS server to Cisco where they can watch that traffic and protect. So it's not going to slow down a computer. It just bolts on, and it'll work with third-party services, whatever else. It's one of those great products in that way. Thank you, Bertil.
Thank you.
Joe, a quick question for you on the partner side of things. We see it all the time where there's a VAR that's kind of moving into the MSP space, starting to offer some managed services, and they kind of want to move into that more. What role within Cisco do they want to look at? Where do they start on that journey if they want to move the other direction?
Great question. So yeah, if there's already doing some managed services for their customers, some provisioning, some building, definitely looking at the provider side of it. Basically, the first thing I would say is do a service description on what you're actually doing and how you're deploying and servicing your customers. With that, it makes it easier for you to go onto the website at Cisco and apply to become a provider or an MSP provider. And then from there, we can basically guide you on what dashboards you could provide to them. And once everything is in line and everything looks good to Cisco, you get fully authorized. Then we can work on the specializations and see which ones you're looking for. Again, earlier on the slide deck, I showed there's a 4 architecture, solution, business, and Cisco powered specializations. We can look at one, we can look at all 4, but we can basically go down to the grain and figure out exactly what you want to start with. And then even with Cisco's help and some insights with their customers, we can help guide them in which direction they're looking to move, or maybe don't realize what they're selling as much of and didn't realize that, hey, we can actually specialize in something and make even more money on some of the rewards or the seller rewards on top of that. So looking forward to a lot of customers reaching out and helping them with that journey.
Perfect. Have another good question here that just came in from the audience. I don't know, between Bertil, Chris, it might be one of you, or we may need to get back to him on this one, but any Cisco cybersecurity positioning into the Gartner Magic Quadrant? We have some information on that we can pass to the customers.
Personally, I don't have it and updated information about that, and we may reach out to the customer about that question.
Perfect. We'll do that.
Yeah, Aaron, I was just going to say that I probably do have data points on it. So, Gabby, I've got your email, and I will email you some positioning. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Chris. All right, very good. We're pretty close to time here, almost by seconds. So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. If you have any other questions, of course, reach out to the Cisco team, and they'll get you going. Just a few notes from my side. Be sure to check out our CPE platform. There's a lot of benefit there for you as a partner. We also want to have you reach out to our team for assistance with anything you've heard here today. That you can reach them at Cisco Team CA at dnh.com. That'll kind of get you started, and we'll get you going from where you need right there. A huge thank you to my fellow presenters. All of you put on a great program today, and I appreciate working with each and every one of you. And finally, from all of us here at D&H, thank you, the audience, for joining us today. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a great one.